Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is the next in our series on what is AI managed services. Today, we're going to be talking about the need for cloud and endpoint security in AI. The agenda of today's conversation is going to be around common security threats facing AI systems first, then followed by essential security measures for AI infrastructure. We're going to go through industry best practices for fortifying AI security and some proactive strategies with Microsoft security solutions that you can take and run with. And then finally, some actionable recommendations and key takeaways. Let's go ahead and dive in. First, we're going to dive into the common security threats facing AI systems. But before we do that, we need to understand why this is a problem today. And we're seeing AI growth and adoption. AI has been one of the fastest growing technologies that we've seen ever in the history of computers and IT and security. We're seeing AI adoption in organizations has risen to 78%, with generative AI usage at 71% at the enterprise level. Global artificial intelligence market is expected to grow at a compounded annual growth rate of about 35.9% from 2025 to 2030. So we're going to see that expand even more. AI software revenue to reach over $100 billion by 2025 already. But how does that affect security? 78% of CISOs agree AI-powered cyber threats are already having a significant impact on their organization. And then 95% believe AI can improve the speed and efficiency of cyber defense. So we need to both be watching for AI security trends as well as protecting with AI security trends using the same tools that are available. One of the models that we look at is the MITRE Atlas Matrix, which is a public framework cataloging real-world adversarial tactics and techniques used to attack AI systems. Like the MITRE attack for traditional IT, Atlas organizes how attackers target machine learning and AI from data poisoning and model inversion to evasion and model theft, giving us a clear picture of where and how our AI systems are vulnerable. It's a guide for security teams, threat hunters, and red teams to understand, detect, and proactively defend against the unique threats facing AI and large language models today. So let's dive into a few of the threats. One of those is APIs and endpoint exploits. So APIs and endpoints are the front line of AI integration because that's where users are and are connecting to. So AI integration are constantly targeted for initial entry, data leakage, and system compromise, often exploiting inadequate authentication or monitoring. Breaches here can open entire environments to attackers, quickly causing extensive operational damage, affecting both enterprises and small and medium businesses or SMBs alike. Privacy breaches and sensitive data exposure. AI systems process large volumes of sensitive and regulated data. Data leakage, whether through model outputs or insecure storage, can trigger severe legal, regulatory, and reputational harm. SMBs and enterprises both cite privacy breaches as one of the top AI security concerns. Also, adversarial attacks. Specially crafted inputs to AI systems can trigger unpredictable or malicious behavior, often with little traceability. Such attacks are hard to detect and can undermine AI-dependent services, particularly in safety, critical, or financial applications. This is among the most watched risks for organizations relying on AI decisions today. And then AI-powered cyber attacks. So attackers are now leveraging AI to automate, scale, and personalize cyber attacks, raising the speed, volume, and the sophistication of threats. Phishing, malware generation, etc. is commonly used. So these are becoming much more accurate, harder to find the misspellings, and more real results. While this is a rising concern, many SMBs still lag in defenses and remain highly exposed. Additional threats around the AI models themselves can include data poisoning. Corrupting AI training data can stealthily degrade performance or introduce subtle long-term vulnerabilities, undermining model reliability and business outcomes. Particularly concerning during model development is third-party data ingestion or when retraining is automated. You need to make sure that you're continually testing these pieces. Model inversion, data extraction. That's where you're querying the models. Skilled attackers can extract sensitive training data, threatening privacy and intellectual property. This risk is more acute for organizations developing public-facing or high-value AI models. You also need to watch for bias and discrimination in your model. Flawed data or design can result in discriminatory or unethical AI outputs with severe legal and PR risk, especially in regulated industries such as finance, HR, and healthcare. While critical for trust and compliance, this risk is more likely to create indirect long-term harm than immediate harm. And lastly, for those of you not using cloud resources and you're using actual hardware for AI, you could look at hardware vulnerabilities within the environment. So hardware like TPUs, GPUs may harbor hidden vulnerabilities just like any other hardware, such as side channel attacks. This risk, while notable, is less likely than software or data level exploits, but can be severe for targets using specialized hardware platforms. Let's go through some of the essential security measures for AI infrastructure. Data validation. Ensure integrity and quality of training and operational data to prevent manipulation or corruption. Make sure that anomaly detection is part of that validation. Role-based access controls, or RBAC. Grant least privilege access to AI systems and datasets are only the right people for the right job. Make sure to do periodic review and permissions is essential. Leveraging tools like access reviews and other functions of Microsoft Entra ID P2, for example, can be critical as part of that process. Encryption. Encrypt all sensitive AI data at rest and in transit to block unauthorized access and data leaks. You want to validate those against encryption standards like AES 256, TLS, etc. Patch management. Keep all AI software and endpoints and non-AI software up to date to quickly close vulnerabilities and reduce attack surface. Automated, regular, and ad hoc patching is essential as part of that. The next piece is around multi-layered controls across cloud and endpoints. This is a reference. I'm not going to go through every piece here, but on the left, we have the security controls of identity and access, network segmentation, threat detection and monitoring, encryption, vulnerability and patch management, data loss prevention and configuration management, and incident response, which are all layers of security controls. And then how they map to the various layers, such as the cloud layer, the endpoint layer, and the data layer. One thing you should be looking at is the control should be deployed in layers as well. Compromise at one layer shouldn't endanger all assets, so reduce your blast radius, controlling where the pieces lie. For example, encryption, making sure that you have the TLS and the admin APIs and data controls at the cloud layer, data device encryption, secure boot at the endpoint layer, and data at rest and in transit encryption, so that way no matter where it is, it's encrypted along the journey. It's important to also understand the shared responsibility model between cloud providers, infrastructure, and your team, such as identities, endpoints, which you have management of, versus what the cloud provider has, such as Azure. They maintain the hardware, so you may not need to worry about the hardware GPUs that are in process and the vulnerabilities on those. That's Microsoft's responsibility, for example. But your responsibility is going to include any of the user accounts, any of the devices, APIs that you're giving access to within the environment. Finally, map the technology components at the different levels and then how they help, such as Entra for identity and access management, Defender, Purview, and Sentinel, which I'll come back to later on how those tools help us. Next, I want to touch on privacy compliance and safe AI principles. First, privacy by design. AI models often require large and sensitive data sets. Reducing data exposure and embedding privacy protections early help reduce risks of breach and build user trust. Techniques include limiting data collection, making the data set smaller, anonymization, making sure there's no specific pieces in the data that are going to be tied to any specific individual or object that's you don't want, federated learning, and then applying differential privacy settings within the environment. Next is compliance alignment. So all AI regulations are rapidly evolving worldwide, both here in the US and abroad. We're also seeing things like the EU AI Act, and then certain sector-specific laws that are coming into place. Compliance is not a one-time, but an ongoing factor. Requires data governance, classification, and audit capabilities, so being able to track and monitor and maintain those. Tools like Microsoft Purview can help automate some of that governance and compliance monitoring. So leverage the capabilities that you have using the tools that are available. And then incident response planning. AI environments introduce unique incident vectors, e.g., model tampering, data poisoning, as I mentioned earlier. These you need to watch out for. Response plans must also integrate AI specific detections, validation, and mitigation workflows. Perform regular drills to prepare teams to efficiently handle these AI related breaches, including damage and downtime. One example could be tabletop exercises that you use in the environment on AI incidents. Next, we're going to dive into some industry best practices for fortifying the AI security. Regular audits. Periodically assess your AI systems, gaps, models, and data pipelines for vulnerabilities and compliance gaps. Next is robust access controls. AI infrastructure often touches highly sensitive data and powerful capabilities. Robust access controls like least privileges, strong authentication, and regular permission reviews limit both accidental and malicious misuse. Automation of threat detection and response. By leveraging advanced automation, especially AI-powered security tools, we can continuously monitor systems, flag anomalies, and even kick off playbooks-driven responses. This reduces dwell time and human error while scaling protection as environments grow. Continuous compliance monitoring. You want to make sure with regulations and organizational policies changing rapidly, the continuous monitoring is essential. Compliance tools like Microsoft Purview can scan data, detect risk to sensitive data, and produce auditable results, ensuring you meet legal and industry standards at all times. So how do we be proactive around these strategies? Continuous monitoring is one start, where we use real-time monitoring to detect abnormal activity, from unauthorized access attempts to data anomalies across all layers of our AI environment. This dramatically shortens threat response times. Leverage threat intelligence to integrate the latest global threat feeds and AI-specific intelligence to anticipate evolving techniques before they can impact operations, supporting a proactive rather than reactive security posture. And lastly, people. People are our best part. One company I worked for, that was our saying. But people are often the first line of defense and often one of our weakest points in security. So regularly train your teams to spot security threats like phishing, data leaks, and social engineering. Security culture is essential for security, including all AI data related risks. How do we leverage the Microsoft platform? So proactive strategies with the Microsoft security solutions. Let's look at the tools available. So this diagram highlights how Microsoft security ecosystem unifies signals from Defender, Purview, Azure resources, and a wide range of other data sources and signals such as firewalls, network, any applications, syslogs, route switch. So that way we can see it. The SIM, which stands for System Information and Event Management, acts as the aggregation points of endpoint, identity, cloud, and data governance signals on a single platform to get a single security view. Crucial as AI expands our attack surface across diverse environments. Microsoft Sentinel is the SIM that is cloud native, and I'll get more into that one soon. But this unified approach allows us to proactively identify and respond to sophisticated threats using cloud infrastructure, endpoints, and sensitive data, building resilient defense for all, including AI usage and workloads. Ultimately, it's a combination of broad signal coverage and embedded AI capabilities that helps organizations react quickly, reduce alert fatigue, and secure AI systems. If you cannot see it, you cannot monitor it or protect it. So you need to make sure you're getting all of the right signals into your SIM. Now let's dive one layer deeper on Microsoft Sentinel. Key features. Sentinel is Microsoft's cloud-native SIM designed to aggregate and analyze massive volumes of security data in real time from across your cloud and hybrid environments. Its integration with Defender and Purview streamlines end-to-end visibility and controls. It leverages AI-powered detections. What sets Sentinel apart is its robust use of AI and machine learning, not just to correlate traditional logs, but to spot subtle indicators of compromise, like unusual lateral movement or new attack patterns. It's constantly learning from global threats to stay ahead of the adversaries. Automation examples. So Sentinel just doesn't detect threats alone. It can automate the response. For instance, if a suspicious login is detected, Sentinel can trigger a playbook to immediately disable the user, notify the security team, and initiate containment steps, drastically reducing response time and potential impact. These playbooks can be fully automated or they can be manual. You can have a SOC analyst detect it, see the alert, and kick off the playbook for you. Or you could have it fully automated and then have your SOC team follow up afterward as well. Microsoft Defender is your frontline protection on endpoints in cloud environments. Defender offers robust protection for all of your endpoints, laptops, servers, mobile devices, IoT, cloud as well, using real-time AI-driven threat detection and the latest global intelligence to stop attacks before they spread. For the threat disruption, Defender leverages AI not only to detect the advanced attack techniques, but also to automatically isolate infected devices and users. This AI-driven automation ensures rapid containment of incidents, minimizing business impact. Now let's look at the data. Microsoft Purview is the backbone of data security and governance for the AI era, discovering and cataloging critical data assets wherever they reside, whether they're on-prem on file shares or in the cloud in your Office and Microsoft 365 environment. Its DLP features safeguard sensitive information from leaking into less secure environments or being unintentionally exposed in AI models, addressing one of the top data risks for modern organizations. Automated compliance tools ensure you meet ever-changing regulations and can prove it at any time, critical for any enterprises that are under audit or regulatory oversight. Data lineage gives us transparency into every stage of a dataset's lifecycle, making it easier to detect anomalies, understand data quality, and avoid training AI on questionable data. In short, Purview isn't just a compliance check, it's a core platform for building secure, compliant, trustworthy AI and data strategies, and an essential piece of any data security posture management or DSPM approach. Now, I do want to touch on at least one more tool, and that's Security Copilot. Security Copilot is Microsoft's dedicated AI assistant for security professionals. It uses the power of large language models and Microsoft's expansive threat intelligence to dramatically speed up key security tasks. It's available as a separately licensed solution to integrate with the Microsoft security products based on capacity licensing via security compute units or SCUs. With Security Copilot, alerts are automatically analyzed and explained in plain language. It tells analysts not just what happened, but why and what to do next, so guiding them through the response. So this reduces response time and helping less experienced staff solve complex problems. I look at it as a force multiplier. It integrates directly with Defender, Sentinel, Purview, and other systems, acting as a unified layer of AI-powered expertise across your security stack. This means consistent insights, usage of automated playbooks, and faster remediation, especially when responding to threats against AI-powered workloads. Ultimately, Security Copilot is not designed to replace the human analyst. It augments the human analyst, boosting efficiency and helping organizations keep up with the escalating speed and complexity of today's cyber threats. Let's pull all of this together and let's walk through a real-world scenario to show how Microsoft security tools work together to defend your AI environment. Imagine an unauthorized attempt to access sensitive AI training data late at night, after hours. Microsoft Purview immediately detects this and sends an alert. Microsoft Sentinel brings this data together and signal with the endpoint information from Defender using AI to assess the risk and trace the activity across the network. As soon as the threat is confirmed, Defender can swing into action, locking down the affected device and user before exfiltration can occur, while Sentinel launches an automated incident response notifying your team and logs at every step, where your SOC analyst can help you to determine where there's an issue. Finally, Purview compiles a compliance-ready report documenting the breach, actions taken, and all impacted data, helping your organization stay audit-ready and trusted. In just minutes, integrated AI-powered tools move from detection to response to compliance, minimizing risk to your business and the AI systems that drive it. While Microsoft's AI tools rapidly detect, correlate, and even automate some of the initial containment, it's our SOC analysts who apply judgment, confirming true threats, customizing response actions, and ensuring compliance. Their expertise is indispensable for nuanced situations and regulatory diligence, making human insight the final line of defense. Next, I'm going to dive into some actionable recommendations. These are things that you can take and run with. First off, assess and map your AI attack surface. I mentioned this earlier. If you cannot see it, you cannot protect it. Catalog your data, APIs, hardware, and endpoints involved, both internal and external. Adopt a defense in depth strategy. Layer your protections across data, applications, infrastructure, and users. Overlap them so that way you make sure you have full coverage from end to end through that map I showed earlier. Continuously review and update your policies, controls, and model security as threats evolve. Then leverage integrated security platforms like Microsoft Sentinel, Defender, and Purview for comprehensive unified defense and compliance. I want to leave you with 3 key takeaways today. AI security demands a layered end-to-end defense. AI systems operate across a wide variety of platforms, from cloud infrastructure to end-user devices to sensitive data sets. To protect these, we need robust multi-layered security controls, including access management, strong encryption, and ongoing threat monitoring. A single weak link in any layer could open the door to advanced attacks. Embed privacy compliance and incident readiness from the start. It's not just about preventing breaches. It's also about ensuring our AI systems respect privacy, comply with regulations like GDPR or the AI Act, and are ready for rapid response if incidents occur. Building that privacy and safety practices into the design phase help us stay ahead of both evolving threats and evolving legal requirements. And lastly, leverage integrated Microsoft security tools for proactive protection. By using tools like Microsoft Sentinel as your SIEM, Defender on the endpoints and devices, and then Purview for the data, we can unify our security efforts across cloud and endpoints. These solutions work together to provide real-time threat detection, comprehensive data governance, and faster, more coordinated responses to incidents, giving us a proactive edge in AI security. One more thing. I want to thank you for listening today, and I hope you continue to watch the rest of our webinars here at Cortec, and I look forward to the next conversation.